Hey y'all, this is your Time Lord wannabe, the brainstormer of pop culture. So as the title says, I will be telling my story concept of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, whether it be comic, movie, or cartoon. Although I think it works best as a cartoon. That's just my opinion. Okay. Honestly, I think it doesn't have to really work as like the Nick show, but more of like Samurai Jack on Adult Swim. You know, a little more adult. Again, my opinion, my feelings. So yeah, let's get started. Alright. The basic plot is Master Splinter's dead. Yeah, dead. Yeah, I'm not fooling you. Not fooling you. He's dead, like totally dead. He was killed about a year before the series starts. Oh, and the Turtles are like late teens and to early like 20s. So, you know, like 18, 19, 21, 22. Alright, so that's basically like the whole story concept is like, well, I guess, like, you know, dealing with the loss of a core family member. You know, father. Alright, so, characters. That is where I excelled. I liked doing the characters. So, let's start off with the oldest, Leo. Now, Leo is interesting because I did it as he's made himself the sensei. You know, the teacher, the mentor, but is still also the leader. And he's the oldest and was technically the closest to Splinter. And yeah, okay. So he feels like he has to push himself even beyond Master Splinter, so you know, that's the whole thing. Like, he's just constantly trying to be better, and he's just pushing himself to even like dangerous, you know, things. Yeah, he's also kind of, you know, he's training a lot, like a lot. And, you know, he's just kind of closes like self off to his brothers. So yeah, Leo, the stoic, closed off warrior, I guess. Alright, so let's move on to the youngest, our lovable goofball, Mikey. Yeah, alright. So, Mikey, you know, he's the kid, the party guy. And, so, I like him. You know, I didn't really do much to him. I mean, again, you know, youngest of the kid. Youngest of the group. He's like any other kid, something like that happens to him. He can't believe it. You know, it's something in him that it's like kind of a piece of him is missing. And he's hurt, scared, and just feels like super alone. Pretty sure a lot of people can attest to that. When someone they love, you know, passes. Yeah, you know, but that doesn't really change his character a lot. Like, you know, he's still the wisecracking, he's the trickster. Just, you know, a little bit more of an edge to him. So he's kind of figured out that he can't always be a kid. He has to kind of grow up. So, for his brothers to need him, you know, he takes things a little more seriously, but still isn't opposed to like a sly joke or a villain roast here or there. So yeah, he's a little grown up, but still our goofball. You know, still a comic book geek, all that. Alright, now my favorite turtle, Donatello. You know, it's basically stated that he's the brains. You know, he's the brains, the guy, the thinker. I like that, you know, he's cool. And guys like that with like a level of intelligence don't form a lot of personal connections. And those who do, if they lose them, they're just devastated. So, with the death of Splinter, it's like a super bad blow to him. So, he's not in mind, but heart, like, oh god, this hurts so much. It's just, and he's closed himself off, he's just introverted. He's gone into his, like, metaphorical shell, air quotes. And, he's still, he just works on his inventions all the time, he invents, that's his way of coping, I guess. And so the character arc, I guess, with him kind of trying to reunite and reconnect with his family, his brothers, them. And, that's pretty much it for Donnie, I guess. Wrath. Now, Wrath, the rage-filled bruiser, the tough guy. He's kind of the most emotional of the four, I guess. And, just, he's constantly angry. And not really, like, at villains or criminals or his brothers, but more of himself. Because he kind of blames himself for what happened to his sensei, his father. And, he's kind of lonely and devastated by the pain. He ran off with Casey. Casey Jones. And they just hang out around lower Manhattan, kind of slums and stuff where all the crime is. And their coping mechanism, his coping mechanism, is, hunting down purple dragons and other criminals, taking them out, bust some skulls. That's their therapy, I guess. But, on the inside, he's just a scared kid. He's missing his father. Alright, and the big sister of the group is April. April, she's more, I guess she's kind of a little more interesting than she was in the cartoon. Here, she's, again, the big sister. She's taking on the big sister role and is, like, looking for, just a way to bring them back. And, yeah, she's a trained ninja. Not, like, ninja, but, like, is a good fighter and helps the turtles out now as kind of an operative for them. And, she just, again, she, is trying to, like, bring them all together and just be, like, their, kind of, glue. And, I mean, she's not without her flaws. Obviously. She's still a person. So, she often gets a little too emotional, and, just lashes out at some people, especially Casey, which is a sore spot all on its own, being that the two had something, then fell out, like, hard. It fell out hard. So, she's not really perfect, but she tries. Alright. Now, my favorite, the hockey mask wearing vigilante Casey Jones. Honestly, he didn't really change that much. I mean, he knew Splinter, but he wasn't, like, super close with him or anything. He was just, he was a friend. A guy you kind of talk to sometimes, but, not, like, father figure, I guess. He and Ralph, they were like brothers, basically. Like the two, like, twin brothers are all just kind of joined at the hip. They're not doing anything, and he's just kind of trying to be there for Ralph, just trying to help him through this stuff, this pain that Raph's going through. Just trying to be a good friend. And they're both, since they're both, like, fighters and thick-headed and just stubborn people, again, they unwind and just let it out by fighting bad guys. So, yeah. Alright, so I did have a little something written out, like, kind of first episode-ish. Or first issue, I guess, would be a more accurate way to say it. just some ideas, just like little notes. Okay, so we start off with the turtles. Well, by turtles, I mean Leo, Donnie, Mikey, and April. They're tracking the Rat King through the sewers. Because, the turtles, they live in the sewers. It's kind of their thing. And the Rat King, his plan is to modify rats into super soldiers. Because that's original. Yeah. And the Rat King, he stole mutagen from the Utroms, Krang. The Krang, I guess. Utrom's their actual name. Ask your geeky nerd friends about it. It's a thing, okay? Alright. So yeah, it's kind of their storyline is kind of a detective horror story for about 10 minutes of the show, maybe half of the show. The other half is Casey and Raph. They're tracking down purple dragons. Because, you just gotta establish those guys kind of right off the bat as criminals, bad guys, they're cool. And, they're trying to, like, see connections between them and the Foot Clan because they've been seeing them working together from time to time. And, as they kind of violently beat up, violently, like, they see, like, a group of Utroms tracking down something, which, by the time that happens, we know it's the mutagen. And then we just kind of jump to April and the Turtles. They're fighting, 3 rat soldiers as the Rat King is preparing to make more. And suddenly a squad of Utroms, the robot, alien things, burst in, like, from, I don't know, it'll work itself out. And, they start blasting, and it's just utter chaos, and the battle is just getting dangerous and more scary. And, yeah, so Casey and Ralph take out some Utron troopers, and, they join the fray, as that phrase goes. And, yeah, so, after the Utroms are taken down by everyone, since everyone's working together, the Rat King, loses his, the Rat King loses his mutagen canister. And, they're, the rat soldiers, like the 3 that they're fighting, escape, run off. Rat King's taken down, but they run off. I don't know, I thought it'd be cool, like, have those 3 kind of come back at a later time. Yes. I don't know why. Okay, so after that, the team kind of meets together, like, on some type of rooftop and stuff, and it's just, it's a little awkward. Just between, like, Leo and Raph. For the most part, it's really it's like just, it's awkward between those 2. And Raph says, it's good to see you, brother. Oh, no, wait. Leo says that. It's good to see you, brother. Raph says it in this way that he doesn't want you to know that he does miss them. But we all know he really does, He really does miss them. And he says, yeah, you too, bro. And we cut to, basically, the Turtles' lair. The sewer underground lair, which I don't know what it would look like, honestly. I mean, maybe a little bit like the 2003 version, mixed with a little bit of the, 2012 version. Okay. So, basically, April and Mikey and Donnie and Leo are walking back into the lair. Mikey, he grabs a piece of pizza, walks to the TV set, and plops on the couch. That's him. Donnie, he just grabs a slice himself and walks over to his workshop, or like his work area, like a garage or something. April, she walks to her room saying goodnight to them. They all say goodnight and all that. Leo goes to the sensei corridor, the sensei room, you know, the area that Master Splinter would reside in. You know, he kneels in front with the camera like facing him. You know, it's just like a wide shot of him like kneeling, you know, like that. And, you know, he says, "We won this battle, Father." As he bows. You know, he bows in honor. And we kind of do a little turn, like a little rotation to show a table that with like a framed picture of Master Splinter surrounded by the turtles and April and Casey. And they're like these little like candles and incense offerings with like flowers surrounding the picture, all from a beautiful shrine, you know, just a shrine to Master Splinter. And our final shot is an open box of pizza, which is a single slice. So yeah, you know, that is my take on the Turtles. How I would like to, you know, if I could be given the chance to write a story. So, you know what, I hope you guys enjoyed this, I really do. I worked kind of hard on it. Well, I worked super hard on it, actually. Yeah, I just thought it was like I thought of it as a direction. I myself, I'm not sure if that's actually a thing. I haven't seen it actually be done before. But yeah, I hope you liked it. Please leave a comment. You know, I'd love to hear your ideas, your thoughts, your criticisms. I want to get better at this, so, you know, really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, you know. I am the brainstormer of pop culture, and may the Force be with you, my dark-sided youngling.